This week, we've got a lazy river of playoff action, one-star moments, and setting the record straight. We're going to set the record straight. Rip is in Paris, France, hopefully securing my 2024 Olympic merch and eating a Nutella and banana crepe. I hope he's doing that. He's probably not. Instead, a very special guest, a friend of ours, a friend of the One Stars. My guy Train is here. Enjoy this episode. .500level.com has all of the soft NHL t-shirts that you need to act like you know what the hell is going on in hockey and to be a part of something. Go ahead, be a part of something. Chris Kreider, Rangers shirt, as clean as you can get. Wyatt Johnson, number 53. We used to love Big Johnson t-shirts. Listeners, why not Wyatt Johnson in the green and black? And of course, this is special for producer Dave. If you're listening, Dave, friends of producer Dave, get a damn Oilers shirt. Get that long sleeve Stuart Skinner masked up, looking hard. Connor McDavid, he's there too. But Stuart Skinner? Come on, Dave. You can get a producer Dave exclusive discount, 20% off at checkout. Use the password podcast, all caps, podcast. Super easy. 500level.com, all your hockey shirts. Get it. Yo, aloha, something new for the one-star recruits. Train, welcome to the show. Right off the bat, go ahead, grade my 500 level read. Grade it, judge me. I feel like completely out of breath and energy. Usually Rip does that. Go ahead, give me a grade.
Honestly, well done. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the best thing I've ever heard. I obviously would have done it better, but yeah, Rip definitely holds that down. I mean, it's no big deal on his end. It seemed like you were struggling a lot. I saw a lot of sweat coming down from your brow. But yeah, man, I'm pumped to be here, man. That's a good read. It's cool to see behind the scenes going on.
You're here, dude. We're gonna get into it because you're a great podcaster and creative person yourself. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. Producer Dave's a buddy of yours through your program. I was messing with him a little bit. Big Oilers fan. And you're a big NHL guy. And you know what? The NHL, we never do this, bro. Listeners of this podcast know we never do this. I'm going to focus just a little bit more. Got a little background on Train listeners. This guy is kind of like, he loves hockey. Kind of a special breed of hockey fan a little bit. If I remember correctly, I could be off in this story. Guy here, Train, is type of hockey fan to go spend a 3-day weekend. He has a family, keep in mind, in a house with 10 Canadian dudes to go watch like the American Hockey League, AHL, Olympic draft or some shit. And then everybody heads out to a San Diego Gulls game, drink about 12 Bud Heavies. Probably the top 3 trip of his life, most likely. Did I nail it, Train? Is that the type of fan you are?
That is insane. Absolutely not. I mean, come on. I'm a San Jose Sharks fan, so this last season was a complete wash, impossible to watch. But yeah, man, I find hockey to be, it's the most entertaining sport out there. I want to hear it about any basketball talk. And by the way, I want to let all your listeners know I'm going to try very, very hard to not drop F-bombs every like 30 seconds. If you listen to our show, Trash Talk Boys, it is a onslaught of just every awful word you could imagine. I know your mom's listening. Hello, Mom.
Yeah, Mom listens. We try to monetize on YouTube, Train. We try to keep it, but you let it go sometimes. You got to let a shit go. You could let it go. You know, I want you to be yourself here, brother, man. I mean, San Jose Sharks fans, we know how you already act. You just said your complete personality breakdown in that fanship. Who are your other teams, bro?
I could lie and be like, oh, Warriors. I don't watch the Warriors. I don't watch the NBA. So that when we start tackling that,
I'll carry it.
Baseball is a complete joke. I rock all A's gear. I try to keep it all Bay Area, but it's like I'm not watching baseball. The worst sport out there. So boring. The new A's announcers, it's unlistenable. And anyone who's heard an A's game with the broads there,
you're the only one trying to watch A's games anyway at this point in time. Train, it's an afterthought. How about that trip I mentioned? Did you not go to a minor league hockey game and there was some weird Olympic draft going on or something that made me think, damn, this guy's fucking a little crazy?
No, dude, I've never done anything like that. You're thinking of fantasy football. We always go out. We go to every year, we go somewhere special. And then we have like this big put on. A lot of places, like we'll go to Vegas multiple times and they'll put stuff on where you pay a little extra. And we had like a chef one day.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's right. Okay, I mixed up
and it,
hockey. Okay, okay, Trent. So
come
you
on, man.
big sports guy listeners at the end of the day, and a little thing. I don't really do this with Rip that much, but we got to do some setting the record straight. I talked about it in the intro. I think setting the record straight first and foremost here. I'll come off the bat. I took the Islanders to win the Stanley Cup. So setting the record straight, that was a huge mistake. That's almost embarrassing. That was kind of just a jersey selection on my behalf and maybe a wishful thinking, and I shouldn't have done that looking back. Train, I believe you took the Bruins, bro, when the season started to win Lord Stanley Cup. Is this true?
It is true. It is true. And yeah, you know, me as being, I hate the East Coast, everything. I hate the Yankees. I hate all Boston teams. I hate all New York teams. So they're always promising, and then it gets playoff time. And
Have you ever touched foot? Have you ever touched foot on ground? Have you ever touched earth, as the kids say, Nikes on pavement on the East Coast? Or is this all just hearsay that I hear from you on a weekly basis?
only place I've ever been on the East Coast. Well, I've been to DC, so I've been there, which was a total dump. And then I went to Georgia too. So that was, and it was like July. So all your East Coast
So listeners, I'm gonna bring this up as the podcast progresses because we will talk about places, things, ideas, concepts here, and you may get some pushback. I'm just gonna test Train's relevancy on if he's seen these places, perhaps broken bread prior to going to a Yankees game in the Bronx. Perhaps maybe you had a little pizza before strangling over to Newark, New Jersey, and going to a Devils game. So I just want to make sure Georgia, and you went, and a little, maybe you saw the Washington Monument in 7th grade. So just to set the record straight there, back to the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
That's your squad.
Yeah, they're not my squad. I mean, it's like that's who I thought was going to take it. They had all the stars aligned, and then it started getting into the playoffs. Marchand, rat face Marchand, got hurt towards the end. That really, I mean, they still won the game without him, but there's a lot of, and especially now which I'm sure we'll tackle, but with I almost said McGregor. I always do that. Connor McDavid.
Yep.
After the game 7, he might be hurt. Oh my God. So
yeah, lots of drama. And Boston's choke artist. I will talk about the NBA, which you will join me. I will force feed you into it. But also some nervousness about Boston on the basketball side too. It's just like this. Maybe it's this killerness, but they were feisty and fighting. It's just you have to be a balanced team to be successful in the playoffs at the end of the day. I'm still kind of just tripped out on this travel thing a little bit, setting the record straight. Listeners, we're setting the record straight. This guy, Tran, he is one of the few people left that I know who does not fly on airplanes. Kind of like weirdo status. Maybe not. Boeing is fucking every other week I'm seeing something scary. I saw something from British Airways this morning that looked like a terrible descent, 6,000 feet. Actually, I'm making this story for you, Tran. Longest plane flight, setting the record straight. Longest plane flight you've ever been on. And will you ever make your way to Hawaii to visit your boy in this podcasting studio?
I've been to Hawaii twice. So I've been to Kauai and Maui, or however you say it. And then
so you've done flying. So I've heard you say that you won't do planes anymore.
This is a true story. So my last, I mean, I've flown since then, but what really messed me up and like got me terrified of flying was actually flying into Kauai. And the plane, like the electrical went out in the plane. The turbulence was so bad, dude. I for sure thought I was gonna die. So yeah, that kicked the whole thing off. And then
yikes, that was on arrival or departure? That was on arrival.
Yeah, arrival. So, and then the last time is I was flying to Vegas with our boy Jay, who's on Trash Talk Boys, and it was, I mean, someone came over the loudspeaker in the plane. They said, "Hey, we're going to be going through. There's going to be really bad turbulence. If you're in 3 seats and there's one empty, if you could scoot towards the window, so a flight attendant, if needed, could fall into you." Dude, it was the
yikes.
I thought we were for sure. I was white knuckling the seat in front of me. Turn behind me. There's like this 100-year-old granny just smiling. She's like, "Yeah, take this son of a bitch down. Like, I'm ready."
So you got spooked. Yeah, you got spooked a couple of times, which is fair. But you're not on a no travel or I'm over it completely. This is just you've said these words before, but your kids want to go, take a look at a tennis camp or something in Florida. You're gonna go check it out, right? Train's getting on a plane.
Kids are not. kids are not checking tennis camps out. So, but yeah, I would
I
if
don't
I
know.
had to.
That was a strange example of why I was thinking that you would need to get on a plane. I'll think of a better one. Good setting the record straight though. That makes sense. This is good.
Yeah, man.
Getting to know this guy Train. I've known you for 3 damn years. I have questions. I'm setting the record straight, bro. I'll keep it going. Last week on the show, on the One Star Recruits here, I mentioned that I gained some weight, some lbs. I was up to 188 pounds. I need to tighten it up.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
broke out the weight vest this week. I got some ankle weights that I've been putting not only on my feet but also on my arms. Side trick, extra, just walk and lift.
Okay.
Jilly, I'm talking to you actually. If you're listening to this, that's a little hack for us as we get older. Why not double down if you're going to walk, lift at the same time? Down 2.5 pounds this week. So big round of applause for your boy
Are
doing
you
the damn
really?
thing. Down, it's easy the first week, bro. We know that. But that
Sure.
leads me to the setting the record straight for you, Train. When I first met you, you weighed, I think, twice as much as you weigh now. Huge congratulations. Fucking health is wealth. But rumors going around the Trash Talk Boys studio that Ozempic possibly could have been involved. I heard disease could have been involved at one point. Set the record straight, bro. How did you lose 150 lbs?
I didn't lose 150 pounds. So I was at 280. Now, and let me kind of lay this out for the listeners because I don't want them to think I'm some little shrimp like you. I'm 6'6". I was weighing 280 at the time. And I was just like, dude, the older you get, the more, if you're over, I don't know, I don't really remember a lot younger, but you just start, dude, you wake up, you feel like trash all day. You're just dragging ass all day. So I got to a point where I was like, I need to start losing it. So I went from 280 to 207. So, and I feel a million. I
Oh,
look,
but where's the secret sauce in that? What buy exercise, diet, combo?
no, man, I didn't. I mean, at work, I do a lot of moving around and stuff, but it was overall. And dude, this is what it always is. It's always diet first. Diet is
Intake. The
90%.
amount too, as Americans, we take our platters are so much, so many meals all the time. I'm
Yeah.
down to just really one meal around 3 or 4 if I can
Yeah.
do that.
So that's what I started doing. I started that intermittent fasting. So I wouldn't eat, and I still do it. I don't eat all day. And then for dinner, I just put down probably like 1,200 calories. And the biggest secret, dude, that a lot of people don't really understand is you do not eat 3 hours before bed. I don't know what it is. I've never looked,
Yes.
but that is so it causes digestion issues and stuff like that. So 3 hours before bed, don't crush any food, go to sleep. You won't regret it because you wake up the next morning, you're like, oh, okay, let's get right back to it.
You went through your 20s and 30s, and I want to touch on it in the next setting the record straight, actually, because you went through treating your body like shit too. So this was the first time, maybe what, in 20 years that you've said my body's going to come first. How do you feel? Like, how much better do you feel?
Dude, I feel a million times better. It's crazy. Like for real, you start losing weight, 15 pounds. I was like, damn, dude, I feel pretty good. 65, 70 pounds later, it's next level. It really is. I mean, dude, I'm getting older, so it's not like I'm like this rejuvenated fucking thoroughbred, but I feel a lot better than I used to. I mean, roll out of bed just like this fat slob. You're just like, ugh. But now
Yeah,
it's a
bro.
little bit of energy. So
Energy boost. You're the family man. I know you're chasing around the kiddos. I mean, congratulations. I knew that was kind of a thing because it was a stressful time as well. I know for your podcast as a creative, for me it was stress that helped me in my initial weight loss. That's why it's hard to compete compared to. I mentioned it that I think a lot of like you can drop 10 pounds being fucking stressed out after a fire I went through or your kid's sick or something along those lines. So I want to make sure that I do this the right way. And at the end of the day, it's finding the right eating pattern, I think, as you age. So, I mean, that's as true as ever. We'll see along this journey. I promise some videos, listeners. I'm going to get some more out. I was too embarrassed. I was going to gain weight, man. It's like, I haven't figured it out completely yet. But I'm moving in the right direction.
what was the cause of the weight gain? Just being a lazy
The
prick
truth of
or
the matter, there's two things, bro. And this is what happens, I think, when you hit your 40s. You fall into a couple habits that you do just for not even that long, 10 to 15 days, that will stack up on you quick as fuck. For me, it was driving down from where I live. There's nothing here. So like a real treat is driving down to this little market in this little town. They have just really fucking good iced coffees and amazing chocolate chip cookies. And I never even been a cookie guy. I just recently became a real iced coffee guy. I know you big iced coffee fans on Trash Talk Boys. So I kind of just found it, and then it was one day became two. And I was like, "Fuck, I'm drinking 2 cookies a day." I really think it was that process, that extra sugar at this age that fucked me up. So that with some dairy, uh, drinking that, we'll see. I'm on the mission. Everybody tells me that's why I'm 1 star at this whole health system. That's why I'm asking this question too, bro. We're trying to learn. I need to go get it out. I need to go figure out what the fuck I can put in my body and can't, to be honest with you. You can't even smell. I know you can't even, your nose doesn't even work to smell. So you could put anything down your gullet. On
Yeah,
your show, you guys do a segment where you put anything down your damn gullet. So you're good to go. For me, I think I just got to be more careful. And I want to stay right around that 180 to 182. If I can be there for the next 20 years of my life, feeling comfortable, that's like you. Life becomes easier, more energy. Wake up in the morning, my fucking back doesn't hurt. All those little things add up.
for sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It like you're saying, it adds up, man. The more weight you gain, it's like this weird shitty progression. The more that you put on the shit slowly, and then before you know it, you're kind of like, what the fuck, man? I feel like a garbage can. So yeah, and I don't say I'm not like Tybo or I'm like Mr. Healthy guy, and I have some people like, oh, you just starved yourself. It's just I got in that mode, man. I was like, dude, I get my nutrients, I'm crushing water, and
you have help at your house too. You say, Miss Train, I'm trying to accomplish these goals. She's setting you up for success. She's not cooking like fucking Velveeta Mac for you if you're trying to be healthy, right? She's on board with this.
oh yeah, dude. So we started doing it together. She lost 55 or 60, and then I
Wow.
lost, yeah. So
Success. See, success is so fucking great. 5 star human, 5 star health, dude. I'm proud of you. I was
that's it.
always wondering about that about you. Like I said, you were 280 drinking shots of pee when I met you. So came a long way,
You
bro.
were in
Came a long
studio
way.
for that one. You were
I
in
was in
studio for that.
studio. I was.
Proud of
Great
you.
podcast. Yeah, check it out. Setting the record straight, streaking on you. And listeners, we're gonna talk some hockey. I promise it's coming. But I have a train. I was like, Rip's not here, and I'm curious. That's my nature. I'm digging in. Setting the record straight, Train. I respect the hell out of your ability to take action in the time that I've known you, especially as a creative. You were a musician before you became a podcaster.
Mm.
You have a handful of other podcasts before landing on the one that you do now, Trash Talk Boys. So setting the record straight here, what are some tips for having a creative idea? There's lots of people that have a creative idea and then that's it. For you, I've seen you actionize on a shitload of stuff here just in the short time I've known you. Tips for having a creative idea, wrestling in the mud with it, putting that action into something, and then producing something, whether it's a song, a t-shirt design, a sound on your soundboard, or a podcast, bro.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, we made so many new sound effects. Yeah, we do sound effects on the show. We have segments. We do all kinds of stuff. It's honestly, it's trial by error, and working with people that, I mean, dude, I'm not working. It's a total, I just love doing what we do. And I would say that's number one. If you love what you do, then just do it. And it's constant, man. It's
How
like
many creative ideas are hitting you, bro? Are you getting hit with ideas like just regularly and you share them with the homies and it goes from there?
always.
How's it flow? How's it flow with your group?
So we're all like best buddies. So it's easy for us to shoot the shit and kind of get ideas and kind of bank them off each other. So if we come up with an idea, we don't, since it's a podcast, and when you're in the podcast world, there's no real, like, you don't have a boss, like, you're not doing that. It's just we trial and error, man. We'll go for one, and then we'll get feedback from our listeners are like, dude, that was fucking dumb, or like, oh, I loved it, stuff like that. So, and really at the end of the day, we all do what we love to do. So we're not looking, and that's what we, from the very beginning of our show, our first show was a sneaker podcast, and then it got to a point where we're like, dude, I want to talk about a lot more stuff than just.
Yeah, I love that part about your story, bro, because you have the ability. A lot of people don't do this either. They'll tuck and run where it's like, okay, we're here. That's the new, okay, let's restart this and do something else. That's the hard part to fight on through. I mean, it's almost like your baby that you got to put away and then, the next kid comes or whatever the case. But I love the action that you take. Like, you guys didn't even rest for that long. You had 2 young kids at the house.
Yeah, dude, it's nonstop. I mean, we do once a week, but it's you do the same. You and Rip, you guys. It's not 5 minutes before the show you put all the shit together. It's all week. It's fuck, man. It's basically a full-time job. You're doing edits of the show. You're writing for the show. You're getting stuff prepared. You're getting information. There's one thing after another. And I know there's guys that do podcasts that listen to this show and they know what we're talking about. It's a nonstop gig. So when I hear people, and I've heard people online like, oh, I'm just going to start up a podcast. It's like, dude, you have no idea what it takes to even sniff getting any attention at all. I'm not acting like I'm Howard Stern, but it's like, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. And it's, dude, we grind, all of us. We are constantly working on the show. Every day there's something being talked about. We're working on something. So just keep at it, man. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, well said. And listening and from listening back from the Sneaker Peek pod stuff to this, you're maturing with age. It's kind of like wine, and you're sticking together with your homies. It's great to see you leading the creative space, dude. You played in like hard fucking like metal bands. You were a drummer, right? In metal bands too.
Yep.
How about this theory? This theory may be completely out of left field too, but this theory definitely could apply. You were in bands for what, 20 years? Pretty long.
Oh God, yeah, like 14 to right around 30. So for like 16.
16 years, always have these like 3+, like if you're Nirvana, but 4 people in a band. You think that the band life and the concept of creating something together with 4 people, you brought that into the podcasting space, especially because you've always been with kind of like, now I think about it, 4 or 5 bodies. Do you think that was a smooth transition for you?
I think it's just, everyone has their thing. Everyone has their kind of
bass guitar, drums, singing. It's kind of a little bit give me some love on that similarity, bro. That's kind of right on a little bit.
You're reaching, but I'll give you a little applause for it. So it's just a creative aspect of it. I love doing Photoshop. I love video editing. I love doing the show, doing audio editing. So it's just being able to do that. And I love, this. I love to talk. I love to talk shit. I love to mix it up. I like getting under people's skin. It's one of my favorite things on earth. You could ask all the guys on our show. So it's just being able to do that with your friends, but you're getting that creative outlet that a lot of people crave, or whatever outlet that's not work or home life, need that creativity to kind of, a little bit of fire for you. So if it's, doing sports statistics, getting, writing for a show, whatever it may be, it's a big help. And it helps your brain for real, like your sanity and your mental health. I know that's always been a kind of a big thing over the past few years. It's just good for you, man. The creativity and acting on your creativity is so important. And dude, that's what I try to do as much as possible.
Good man. The podcast community is good people. He reminds me of Rip. Rip loves chasing down these guests. Everybody asks me how you get these guests. And it's basically my homie likes doing it. And he's good at it. It's kind of at the end of the day, the secret magic sauce. But nobody wants to hear that all the time. You never know. Okay. Let's talk some playoff teams, bets to make, players to keep an eye on. Those answers were kind of mediocre, Train. Semi-mediocre. So I fully expect you to tighten this shit up for the rest of the show here. We're getting into some hockey talk, though. I want to talk about it, man. I kind of just want to go team by team just a little bit quickly. We don't have to stay on it too long. I'll kick it off here with the Rangers. I know you've got no love for the East Coast. This is an interesting team to me. They were knocked out by the Panthers in the 3rd round last season. So they're coming in fired up, basically, is kind of the vibe I'm getting from this team. They haven't sniffed a cup since 94. And history is not on their side at all. They had the best regular season, Train, right? The best regular season in the league, just like Boston last year.
So yeah, they came in. They're one of those teams where, exactly like you're saying, it's been a long time, and it's they're always the biggest shit talking team, and they just never make the cut. And now it's, for some reason, they're totally catching fire. I already know what happens in the Stanley Cup, what the next final Stanley Cup series is, and who wins it. I already know all of that.
Okay, so, right. Don't answer that right now. Just the Rangers, though. The Rangers kind of are the cool kids in hockey, though. Is that the vibe, or am I making that up in my head? Like, they're kind of like the cool team.
So you could thank that youngster Rempe for that. This kid, if you haven't seen it, they're talking about not even playing him anymore, which I think is a huge mistake. Kid comes in, old time hockey, just bashing skulls in. I mean, dirty hits. I love to see that. Kind of taking a toll. That the game has changed a lot. If you listen to OGers that, not even super old, like 90s players, they're like, dude, the game isn't even the same as it used to be. It's everyone's a wimp. And then this youngster monster kid comes in for the Rangers, and he's throwing his first game. He gets into a fight, gets a 5-minute major. He's throwing elbows. He's getting kicked out. He's talking shit to fans. I mean, dude, this kid is exactly what the league needed. And for him to, it's like, of course, he's a Rangers or Bruins, one or the other. He's going to one of those teams. So he's not, he's not a game changer, but man, he's a lethal weapon to have on a team like that. So hopefully he picks up some more minutes.
Maybe that's it. He got the attention. That's the thing. You get clicks this day and age with that sort of stuff, and it gets people in. And then you're like, damn, there's some really talented technicians offensively on this squad. By the way, Remke t-shirts, train500level.com, discount code podcast in kid sizes. I saw for Remke. Just throwing it out there.
And I'm throwing this out there. It's your show, so you get to throw these ad reads out. So I'll allow it. Not bad. You pull that shit on my show again, pal. But yeah,
Madison Square Garden, though, put it on the list. Cool place, doing the right thing for the entertainment side, and still the mecca to see hockey. I know you don't go out to the East Coast, but that's got to be a place. It's on my list. If it's not on your list, you're insane.
No, it absolutely is. And for all the listeners, it's tonight is the game in Madison Square Garden. Place is going to be an absolute riot over there. It's going to be filled to the brim. With the I can't even talk. The Panthers in home or in their house. It's just going to be a good series. It's the other series I'm more.
Okay. Well, let's talk Panthers. Let's not run over the Panthers here. So the Panthers, unlike the Rangers, and shit, I'm going to get this wrong. Producer Dave is not going to like me. The Oilers, I think they've won some titles. The Stars have won one. Okay. So unlike the Oilers, Rangers, and Stars, the Panthers have never won a Stanley Cup. So they had a chance last year, listeners, after making a run as the number 8. My favorite team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, came in and did work. So the hot team last year, not a hot team now. I feel like this Panthers still has that vibe. Hot team right now playing fast hockey. Am I spot on with that a little bit?
It's just like in any other sport. Whatever team catches fire, you could be. I believe the Rangers and the Panthers were 4th ranked now in the Eastern Conference Finals. So for them, they're both playing really well. With Tkachuk and the Panthers, they're just a better team.
It's fun to watch. It's going to be a fun series. There's some names. That's what I want, Trent. You're throwing out the right names. I know you want to move on to the series you want to talk about, you West Coast lover.
I know, man.
Edmonton Oilers, bro. Producer Dave's squad. And I think,
know.
Trent, your favorite team, your team to win this thing. That's correct.
So I would like to see, out of all the teams, of course, I'd like to see the Oilers take it, but I just don't see it happening. Dallas is so good. If Dallas surpasses the Oilers, which I think they will, 6 games, no question about it, they're going to win the Stanley Cup. They're the deepest team. They're just really, really good. Best goaltender in the NHL. If I could, I'd just like to talk a little bit about a couple days ago for the listeners. There was a game 7 with the Canucks and the Oilers. Holy shit. I've never seen a worse showing by a hockey team in such a dire, essential game. At the end of the second period, the Vancouver Canucks had 9 shots on goal. This is for all the people out there like, I don't even watch hockey. Number 1, stop being a fucking idiot and start watching it. But number 2, unbelievably bad. I mean,
meltdown. Very Vancouver kind of thing, actually. When you think of the city of Vancouver, and you asked me in a game 7, what do you think they'd do? The first thing out of my gullet would probably be not show up. More than likely, it kind of rides the city, but it is depressing there. The Dallas Stars are surprisingly really, really good. They have a lot of youngsters. Train. I got into the NHL a little bit about 3 years ago. You were doing sneaker peek, probably playing the drums a little bit. I started watching the draft a little bit. Now you see some of these names. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy from Norway who I didn't recognize his shit. And the Stars have a couple of these dudes, 20 years old, 19 years old, technical magicians with the puck, straight up. And Dallas is loaded with those guys. The Oilers, on the other hand, a playoff team for 5 straight seasons. So they got the juice, but they've never got past the conference finals. The Stars are so damn good. I'm just going to put some names into the atmosphere that have to show up big time. Leon Drysdale, got to show up
They're
2-4.
the worst. Dreisaitl, you fuck.
Connor McDavid, he's going to be there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Evan Bouchard, paging Evan Bouchard. Last but not least, we need you to show up, big dog. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, get your ass out here, bro. Show the fuck up. We need you for this Dallas squad. Train, how do you like those pronunciations?
Some pretty bad. Nugent, not Nugent. I'll accept it. But yeah, Nugent Hopkins got a goal in Game 7. So coming off of that, Hyman, look, it's the first two lines for the Oilers are unbelievable. Once those two get swapped out for the third and fourth, that's when Dallas is going to absolutely bury him with guys like Jamie Benn. I mean, there's so many guys on the Stars. Pavelski is probably going to be, and he's a Sharks great and a traitor. But yeah, there's just the deeper the team is what you need. I mean,
he deserves a title too. One of the lone greats of the game without a championship.
This could be it. This could be it for him. I mean, this could be his last.
Dude,
ride.
The Stars and the Mavericks in Dallas in the conference finals. Big D. Dallas, it could be an unexpected title town of 2024. American Airlines Center, home of both the Stars and the Mavs, gonna be popping, gonna be rocking. You ever been to Big Dallas, Train? Let's check your travel stats again. Dallas.
I've not been to Texas at all. I'd love to go, man. I've never been there.
Texas would be a fun place for Big Train. I know you appreciate smoked meats and you appreciate free speech. Those two combos right there feel like a wonderful, at least summer vacation spot for you. Take it to Houston.
Yeah, Houston is probably one I'd probably just go ahead and miss out on. I probably fucking dumpster fire, but yeah, I'd love to go. I mean, seriously, even though I hate them. Oh, by the way, I'm a Raider fan. I'm not some stinky 49er fan.
Yuck.
So yeah, besides that, but I'd love to go see in the Cowboys house, go see a Cowboys game.
Get to a Cowboys game. Yeah, Dallas going to be popping, dude. Of the two Dallas squads here, let's talk a little bit of betting here for you interested betting listeners or just people looking for a deal. If you're a big city of Dallas fan, this is your opportunity to possibly win some money, though. The Stars have a better shot of advancing to the championship round than the Mavericks, obviously, at plus 225. So pretty confident in the Dallas Stars here. The Mavs are going to have their work cut out for them. They got to get past the T-Wolves, who are hot. And Train, I know you're not watching who, but I know you're watching this damn squad. And then Boston Celtics are going to be waiting for him. Also choke artists. We talked about Boston already. Odds makers think the Mavericks are probably about plus 500 right now. So if you believe in the city of Dallas, just wrap together a little Mavericks and a little Stars play right there. A little parlay plus 750. Fun money to watch.
They have the Mavericks at plus 500. That's actually super surprising.
To win the title?
Yeah, why is that? I mean, you tell me. It seems like Luka and Kyrie are just absolutely lighting it up. But I mean, I don't watch it, so I don't know.
Well, the Mavs are coming together. I mean, anything's possible, especially the way that's like you said in hockey. You get hot at the right time, anything's possible. But outside of those two guys, the letdown in the fourth, fifth, sixth man. I don't know if PJ Washington can keep bringing it like he is. I don't believe in Tim Hardaway Jr. anymore. We're going to talk about it. What are you throwing me off on this here? I was doing a whole Dallas monologue, Train.
Yeah, that's my bad. Go ahead, keep going. It sounded really cool.
Well, no, I was just gonna say so Dallas possible play. Also, I mean, questionable. This is questionable, but you can claim the Texas Rangers. I think they're in Arlington. I know you're not a big Texas guy, Train, but I think it's like a couple hours away, so it could have the triple threat. And then your Cowboys come into play. If you wanted to complete the sports superfecta, the Cowboys would have to deliver their first Super Bowl since 1995, and they're listed at ready. What do you think?
Oh my! To win the whole thing.
Win the whole thing.
Got to be over plus 4,000. Like, it's got to be bad.
Damn, Train does not believe in the Cowboys. Plus 1,700, but you can bundle it all together. Maybe you like that chick, Tiffany Gomez, who started seeing things on the airplane, and she's from Dallas. Maybe you just got a friend who went to Dallas that you liked a lot. That's a bet that you could put together, sit on it, thank me later. It's not a wreck of the week. Don't gamble. Gambling is very risky, but if you're a Dallas fan, you can bet on your city. Speaking of the Cowboys, here's something I feel good about, Big Train, an investment that I made. I'm going to pat my own self on the back. Big investment guy here. patting myself on the back. I know you hate on California quite a bit. That's fine. It's the
Mm.
best. That's fine. Go ahead. And all other states for that matter. We've learned just a little bit here from our travel episode. But there will be 5 NFL training camps in Southern California this summer. 5. Let me repeat that, listeners. What did DK just say? There will be 5 NFL training camps in Southern California this summer. Let me run it down and then tell you why I'm successful. Dallas Cowboys are going to Oxnard. That's normal. They always go there. Rams going to LA. This is semi-new, but not new. The LA Chargers are now in El Segundo. Trent, you might have lost your wallet there at one point in time.
Oh,
kind of trashy, kind of not. Actually, major porn producing place. So up trashy. Chargers, not the best decision. Here's the big one, big dog. Trains. Las Vegas Raiders coming to the city that I own my house in, Costa Mesa, former Chargers facility. Training camp for the Raiders is in Costa Mesa, California, where I happen to own a property. Here's the odd one. Here's the odd one out of that group. The New Orleans Saints are going right down the street from Costa Mesa to Irvine, which is odd. So this tells me a couple of things. This tells me I made an investment in a piece of property in the best place in the United States, because why else would these teams come here and do their training camp? It makes sense. So pat on the back for me. If it's good enough for the NFL, it's good enough for me, baby. Follow-up question, Train. I might be able to pull some strings. We know some people. We know some people in Costa Mesa. Can we get a Train family outing to Costa Mesa for Raiders training camp?
I will actually be in LA in mid-August, so I'll be during preseason.
Breaking news! What is this? Your fantasy football league?
Yeah, we got this big ass house out in LA. I don't even remember which city it is.
Don't you hate LA?
I do, but there's a lot of stuff I gotta go see that I haven't seen. We're gonna do. I know it's like super dorkorama for me, but go see like the OG Halloween scenes. Like there's a lot of parts that they filmed in I think it's Pasadena that we're gonna go check out. And I'm going with the producer Dave, biggest geek on the planet. So
oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll
producer Dave tour. It's a great tour until he takes out his wiener when you get to the Back to the Future area.
Every single time. Oh yeah, I go by those TMZ buses. He just pulls his butthole out. But yeah, it's we're gonna do a little sightseeing. I mean, nothing much. I've been to LA a bunch of times. It's a total shithole, but there is stuff to do. So I'm gonna be there.
Weather's great. It makes sense. This is actually fun. This makes me think of being young. I used to go to Flagstaff, Arizona with my family. We would go up and watch the Cardinals training camp up there, which was such an awesome experience for a youngster. What a fun way, if you do love the NFL or football, though, to maybe tie in a Disneyland trip too and go knock out 2 or 3 teams. I mean, it's kind of a badass dad's trip, if you ask me. Think about it, Trent. Full of ideas on this podcast. 5-star ideas this week. This is what happens when you get another creative on the show. We get inspired, bro.
Sure, man. Yeah, you're doing really well. Yeah, go to Disneyland, do all this, spend about $50,000 on it. Yeah, sounds like a real blast.
No, that's true. Cali don't play. Nothing plays actually right now. Inflation does not play. I don't need to get into the Nuggets. I got to talk about the Nuggets. I got to talk about the Denver Nuggets, dude. You too, definitely me. I'm on tape multiple times. I think I yelled at Emilio about 7 times. No, it was Jay. Jay asked me, if the Nuggets going to win, then of course they're going to win the damn thing. Well, we're all incorrect, man. Set the record straight. Eat that crow. Denver Nuggets, they bamboozled all of us.
Yeah.
Crickets from you, Train? Nothing on that. You expected them.
I thought they were going to win the whole thing just by how much slurping you were doing on them, but I'm not even watching. You know what? That's a lie. I did watch a little bit. I mean, nothing compared to real NBA fans. Like I think I caught like 10 minutes of it. But yeah, dude, they just got outplayed straight up. So
yeah, no, they did. Quick NBA rundown, listeners here. I mean, you got to be impressed with Ant. Even guys like you, Train. Charles Barkley to Anthony Edwards after the game asked him if he's coming to Minnesota, and nobody's ever been there. Here's another one. Travel check. Train has not been to Dallas, has not been to the East Coast. Have you been to the Twin Cities?
No, I haven't. I've been to Chicago, so
Chicago's close. I've never been to the Twin Cities. I've hit that airport run only in Minneapolis. A couple of things to keep an eye on. Indiana Pacers, winners of multiple playoff series for the first time in a decade. Shit. Reggie Miller days. Larry Bird was the coach, if you remember.
Damn.
If they have any chance in hell to make this even a series, to be honest with you, I think it's a 5-game series for Boston. If they have any chance in hell, they're going to have to shoot that ball like they did in Game 7 against the Knicks, which was 73%. It's very high. It starts with Halliburton, who's fun to watch. If you're new to basketball, He's the energy of this team. He's the catalyst, everything, and he's funky. He's got a weird shot. He's got a kind of a funky flow. Dude just cannot go cold. If Halliburton goes cold, there goes the Indiana Pacers. Come on, Train. It's good to have the Pacers back, bro. Deadlift Shrimp, Dale Davis. Come on, bro.
Yeah, dude, super pumped for it. But I was watching a video where they said that Boston's just gonna beat the absolute dog shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like it could be a sweep.
So unlike the Pacers, Celtics have won plenty, listeners, of NBA titles. We did the title count. I think it's 17. Betting favorite entering this thing. Basically, Tatum, this is your time. The killer instincts got to come out in the city of Boston, a la Kobe Bryant, a la Larry Bird, some of these other guys. Jason Tatum, if you're listening, you're not. It's okay. But Jason Tatum, this is your time, big dog. Do not sleep on the Mavericks. But I think this Timberwolves team train for me has the juice to go through the Mavericks in 6. So I see that as a great series. It'll be fun to watch, but I think the Timberwolves for me will be matching up against the Boston Celtics. Big body them. The Timberwolves are big if they can stay healthy. And I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win their first championship. Minnesota Timberwolves win in 7 games. Can you see the vision?
Okay. And just all your listeners are scratching their heads like, right, they're just like, what? Like, I didn't even know who's playing who. I thought it was fucking, who are the Pacers playing? I honestly have no idea who's even playing.
Pacers, Celtics, and then we got Dallas going against Minnesota. These are stranger teams. These aren't the normal teams. And listeners who know the NBA, if Porzingis comes back and could be ready to go for this series, things do change a little bit because it gives the Celtics another big man who can stretch the floor, open things up a little bit more. Horford's too old to carry anything and too small. McDaniels will be on Tatum. That'll be fun. Minnesota, go ahead and do your damn thing now that Denver's out for me. Still crazy that Denver's out. It's nuts. NBA Minute Train. Thanks for your total lack of involvement in that segment, you son of a bee. I know you'll be into this one, and we'll wrap up pretty soon with our recommendations and moments here. Congratulations. Give him a hand clap. Xander Schauffele. He was due on his PGA Tour victory, on his major victory. Majors are hard to come by, and this guy is very deserving. However, not the biggest story in golf this week. Scotty Scheffler getting arrested early on Saturday morning is the story here. Train, go ahead, just in a nutshell. Tell my mom what happened on that Saturday morning.
He's driving in, so there was a fatal car wreck like right out front of the course, and Scheffler's he's driving up. It's pouring rain, lights flashing. It's pure chaos out front of the golf course where he's supposed to be pulling in. And all of a sudden, this is just stories. And then you see video of him in handcuffs, which is just the goddamnest thing I've ever seen in my life. So they're saying that he dragged an officer and all this shit. Like, you remember, you know who Scotty Scheffler is. This kid is like the exact opposite of a, criminal or someone that, is getting into a lot of trouble. I don't think that guy is even like gone to jail in Monopoly. So this guy is now getting dragged out of his car, and they're saying, I heard one story that the officer jumped on his hood. Another one said he was trying to open the door when Scotty just kept driving and he went under the car. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit. And you know what? It's a lot of way overreacting from that police force. They should be ashamed of themselves that they're even contemplating continuing charging him with anything. Think of the situation. I mean, when it's pouring out, rain's hitting your car, if you hear someone knock, I mean, dude, you just think of the situation. There's a lot of pressure going on there just to do the right thing, get out of the way. And they're making it seem like he was going 150 miles an hour, shooting off his AK or something. It was really, really embarrassing to see for that police department. It's like, and then you see Scotty's, he does a presser after he's released, comes out. I think he shot 5 under that day, just a hell of a round. And then he comes out and they're asking, hey, did you tell him that you're Scotty Scheffler, like the #1 golfer in the world? And the kid was so straight up. He's like, no, man, I don't drop my name. I don't do that ever. And then he was talking about, I respect the police. Like, that's not what I'm here for. I was just more shocked than anything. And he gave, praises to how they were assisting in the guy who died in the fatal car wreck that was happening. I mean, what a stand-up guy in a terrible situation. Not for him. I mean, whatever, dude. Nothing's going to happen to him. But it was just a whole situation. It was carried out so pathetically by that police department. They should be.
It was bad from the beginning. I mean, I just in planning, even before you get to all of this, why are the pros entering the same entrance and exit as everybody on a rainy morning?
Yeah, you said that text. I was like, dude, that's a really good point. Like, why are we all entering through the front? The number one ranked golfer and Bill, the corn dog stand runner. Like, what are we doing?
It's a little crazy just in the planning and the whole thinking through this process. I'm at the point, the narrative is there for the taking because this is the sweetest, most gentle man ever, this Scotty Scheffler. It's also the number one player. This isn't a jabroni. This isn't just a rando. I wonder if the narrative would be different if a live guy was the one who did this. Perhaps a guy who's not liked as much as Scotty. You know what I mean? Train this thing could have maybe gone a different direction. It's a lot of it's based on really reputation.
Yeah, it's Kepka out there, gets pulled over. They're just shooting him dead right there in the street. I mean,
he would probably have a tough time, and he wouldn't have dealt with it as well. So it's a mess. It's kind of a wake up call. I mean, I don't want to be a curmudgeon or some old man shit. I don't want to be a curmudgeon or some old man about these golf tournaments, but the truth of the matter at this point in time is they are too fucking crowded. I guess you got to make that paper, Louisville. I guess your members aren't paying enough of a fees. All these morons yelling after every shot. Give me a break. I can't even do it on TV. I have to mute my television, yelling KFC chunky dish after a wedge shot. Parking nightmares, always parking nightmares. Players running over people now. They shut down the damn waste management this year. Is this what we're trying to do? Any press is good press, I guess. Is this what we're trying to do, PGA?
Granny DK, unbelievable take. Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Going to out here in Arizona, we have the waste management, and they had this young buck start. It's turning into they're losing sight of the tournament. It's now all about partying and doing all this shit. And if that's what you want it to be, that's who you're going to attract. So that's where all the people they don't give a shit about the game. They're there to get loaded and act like assholes.
Yeah, and the truth is, it's working. PGA's championship is up. PGA's up. The tournament's final round broadcast on CBS averaged 4.95 million viewers, up 10% from Sunday's telecast last year. Xander won his first major championship by one stroke over Bryson DeChambeau, which happens to be a live guy. It was dramatic. It was a good damn tournament. Meanwhile, ESPN averaged an audience of 1.6 million during its second round coverage Friday afternoon. That shit buoyed after Scotty Scheffler took up 18%. Higher than last year as soon as that news broke. So it's tough. It's tough to be in entertainment nowadays because you really got to do amazing shit. You know what I mean, Train? A UFC fight without some crazy knockout is just a bad card. Even if there's great fights in there and whatever. I think the PGA is starting to turn onto that. Liv is mixing it up a little bit. I'm not mad at it. I can just look at that Valhalla event and very quickly say not for me. And I'm almost to the point where I can look at Augusta and the Masters. I still want to go, but it's starting to get played out. It's starting to be too crowded, and this is better on TV zone for me. That could be a hot take. That could not. That's just where golf's trending. I appreciate it. I'm going to appreciate it on TV, I think.
That's just a dog shit take altogether. I mean, come on, dude. Like, we're talking about the Masters, the Super Bowl of golf. There's no way that we're going to be talking about, the Country Club Open or the Church's Chicken Open. Where this is the Masters is your boy Nick B, $1 million man. He went to the Masters last year. God damn, dude. But
maybe it's social media. It takes it over a little bit too much. It just gets into the zone of it's not as exclusive as it once was, and it still is price wise and getting into. But maybe it feels like you have more access to it that makes it feel a little less than me. I could be wrong too, dude. I'm spoiled. The last two golf tournaments I've been to have been at the Plantation Course on the west side of Maui, and I was walking in galleries of 6 people with John Rahm. So I'm also spoiled, listeners, so you can take it with a grain of salt.
What a weird humble brag. You're right, though. I mean, being able to see that exists, chilling with them like a 5-man crew walking around, dude, that's huge. I mean, it's
a hell of an experience. That was my thought watching this thing, though. It's like, holy shit, like fun, I guess, but too many bodies. Tren, 1-star moments of the week. Listeners know we talk about anything that was a 1-star for us. 1-star stuff happens in life. A lot of people don't talk about it. You talk about it on your podcast, Trash Talk Boys. We do it here. I'll kick it off, bro. I got new earbuds. I Costco, my favorite place. Got the new Apple 3s, fire, wonderful earbuds, completely happy with them. A little bit nervous that the earbuds are doing something to my body and health that I don't know about. That is a thought in my head at this point in time. Maybe Miss Tran could talk about that on your podcast because I do trust her a little bit more, but understanding if I should go back to the wired. Anyway, new earbuds, completely ruined. Left one post workout last week. Hop in the shower. The shower for me right now, because of some plumbing issues, is about 500 feet away from the house that I live in. So I'll just do a little music in the morning. Hopped in the shower, was washing my hair, fucking earbud in, plucked it out, didn't catch it clean, fumbled it. It could have been probably a clean catch and okay, but I fumbled it right into the drain, which was a little bit full because I live on a damn ranch. And man, it's drying out right now, but I'm sad. There goes 300 bones.
Sucks for you, pal. My 1-star moment of the week, so we, as a normal suburban homeowner, wheel the trash out for the garbage man to come by. And since I have 2 kids, we have just a plethora of trash constantly. Before my wife and I had kids, we could fill up maybe one trash can a week. We now pay extra to have 3 trash cans. And just for all the listeners out there, we have a recycle can. That is also a trash can. We don't do any of that dumbass recycling shit around here. So I'm wheeling out one. It's filled to the brim. It's got beer cans, shit diapers. It's got all kinds of good stuff. I go to hit the curb and do a quick little turnaround, and I'm not even thinking about it. Yeah, just dump the whole thing over all into the street. Fell out. I'm out. Yeah, so I'm getting a shovel, just like a real dickhead, shoveling trash back into the trash can. Neighbors out there where he's talking shit. So yeah, I mean, just take your time. Take your time.
Nothing worse. No, nothing worse for self-conscious and being in the neighborhood. I'm a neighborhood man too. I'm a neighborhood man, and those trash cans, you keep an eye on your neighbor's shit. I know dude's overflowing or not done. I know, and I've been there. I'll tell you one thing though. I don't know if this reigns true. This is just me personally. No better feeling than getting your super heavies emptied.
Yes. Yes. Coming back in. And the worst part is, so we do the Trash Talk Boys show on Wednesday nights. It comes out every Thursday morning. And our trash picks up on Wednesday. So we do a segment called Foodie Boys where we eat all different kinds of garbage, just nasty, the worst of the worst. And where does that go? It goes into a garbage bag. So that sits, and we're in Arizona, mind you. We're already in the 100s here. So that sits in a garbage bag, chilling in the trash can for a week.
Yeah, that's right. You guys eat all that nasty shit. Yeah, you got a game plan. Trash. Thank you for trash service. Yeah, we got to get better at that too. I noticed even in my 2-person house, trash kind of it just gets out of control out of nowhere. It's a inflation. Why do I just want to blame everything for inflation? That's not true at all, bro. Good one though, Train. Nice 1-star moment, you piece.
Yeah.
1-star recommendations. We recommend any good shit. You got to smile. You got to love life. Share some good stuff. Tran, go ahead. What you got?
So my recommendation this week, and this goes out to movie lovers. So wife and I are starting to, every summer we pick somebody like an actor to start watching movies that we've never seen before. There's a lot of movies that I didn't, we talk about this on my show where, I'll get clowned on Back to the Future. I watched it for the first time a year ago. It was like, what? I'm 39 years old. So this week we watched, or a couple days ago, we watched Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise summer, TC summer is what my wife and I are doing because I haven't seen really any of his movies. So we watched Days of Thunder, man. What a kick-ass movie that is. It's just it's mindless shit. 80s movies are so great because they're 1 hour and 30 minutes, just balls of the wall. You're already in the story. In 5 minutes, you're in the middle of the story. So getting all that, Tom Cruise it's just a good movie. Days of Thunder, big time wreck, good watch, fun watch.
I like that couple with the wife too. You take a theme almost. It's a Tom Cruise summer. You take in a theme. You can work with that. If you want to get crazy with it, you can surprise her one morning. Say, we've been doing this Tom Cruise summer. It's been real chill, real good. Days of Thunder, Vanilla Sky. Hop in the car. I want to take you somewhere. Take her to a day at Scientology. Do it for the content.
When we were in LA last time, we drove by that dumpster building, that purple building. Oh my God. It's just
Let Miss Train plop in there and have a couple conversation starters with there just to see how it feels, just to see
just
if
get
it could be a
with a
possible fit. Could be
just
very good content for future shows.
we'll get a video of her just being thrown into a cage and beaten like they do over there. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Hey, maybe she deserves it. I don't know. We'll see.
Sweet Lord. Good one though. Good one. Romantic Train. Date summer. There he goes. Sexy,
Hey,
sexy train summer. Date night, Tom Cruise summer. I know that you dress up too. I remember story of you possibly dressing up as a teddy bear. Maybe just dress up. Too far, too much information. 1-star rec of the week for me. This is a good one, listeners. I know I've come with some mediums, some mids, as Emilio would say on your show. This is a good one. Okay, so I'm not gonna hype it too much. I'm just gonna give you the facts. I found it by going down a rabbit hole in YouTube, not creep style, but just looking for ways to live off the grid in Hawaii because I'm having all kinds of plumbing issues. So I was at the point where I was just looking at other ways, if I needed to still get water. It's probably a crazy thought, not needed too much, but it took me down YouTube to a guy's page. His name is Peter Santello. Santello on YouTube. He travels the world. Train, this is really good for you, and Miss Train will like this too. So he travels all over the world to the places that you haven't seen. So just some examples here of the interest, because I don't care if somebody's trying to do just like, I'm gonna go eat in some Anthony Bourdain remix or something I've seen before. This is something I haven't seen before. He goes to the places that you are kind of interested in, but have never been. So I'll give you some examples. Poorest region of America, what it really looks like. Inside the Chicano culture of East LA. Invited to an Amish dinner. The man with no legal identity, off the grid in Appalachia. Poorest Native American reservation, what it really looks like. I got sucked into one on the island of Molokai of this off-grid living that is just crazy, but a very cool YouTube site that lets you travel into some areas that you're not really allowed to go to too much or check out. And it's an hour and it's clean. It's well done with him with a handheld and he's respectful, trained. He's a good, if you're looking for a new travel show, I guess is my pitch here. Peter Santello on YouTube is your guy.
That's kick ass, dude. I love the Chicano culture in LA. I swear to God, if I weren't a white dude, I would be a Chicano G with the socks rolled all the way up, straight up dickies.
I can see that. I can
Dude,
see that for you with
love it.
your tats. I'm gonna send you. I'll send out a link. I'll send out a link in the group chat. I think the homies will like that one too. Train, lovely podcast, man. Get to know you a little bit better. Thank you. You're a 5-star human being. The podcast community and the podcast world's a space that sometimes is toxic, sometimes is very engaging and fun, and sometimes you run into friends and people who fall into that category, and this has been one of them. It's been an amazing ride, man. So I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, love the show. Let's do it every week. Love having you on our show. Rip, I hope he's safe and not dead out in Paris. Love the t-shirts he's rocking out there. No, man, I appreciate coming on here. It's a good time for sure.
You're a good man. NHL fans, 500level.com. Password is the password. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Podcast listeners, now you're thinking about it. 500 level podcast saves you 20%. But get some shirts for NHL. Be a fan. Train. We're not doing Rips Reacts. We're going to do Train Reacts. Hit the music. Train Reacts. All right, Train. The night before a day off is better than the actual day off itself. True or false?
Oh, man. Absolutely true. 100%. Because it's just like a Sunday. The days off is tight, but all you're thinking about is like, oh, okay, what do I have to do tomorrow for work? So, yeah, leading up to the day off is nice. Dude, nice question. I like that.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. I think so too. Justin Fields says Pittsburgh is the spot he wanted to be. He's currently playing behind Russell Westbrook. Well, Russell Westbrook. Let's just call him Russ. He's currently playing behind Russ, Big Wilson. Train, what do you see in Justin Fields' future?
I thought that whole move going to Pittsburgh was weird. I think the Bears completely railroaded him, screw job. They built the team after with total plans to get rid of the kid. I hear a lot of rumblings. People are saying Wilson's gonna fizzle out 8 games into the season. I don't know, man. We've talked about this too. Villain, what is it called? The villain origin or whatever. It's where he's back, like he's got an extra grind, and I don't think Fields Fields sees playing time at all. I think Wilson absolutely lights it up this season.
Okay. We have heard some rumblings of change of position for this guy Justin Fields, but yeah, he's done for me. Catch him playing for the Arlington Renegades probably in the next 2 years is where you can catch this dude. Closers in the MLB have had songs that they've came out to. This is nothing new. They did this with Mariano Rivera when he came out to Metallica. Here's what's happening now. They're starting to have entire WWF intros with music, light shows, fireworks. Train, is this a stupid trend or why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? Let it happen. I mean, come on. The game needs a little pick me up. Why not do it like Kane coming into the arena or Undertaker?
Yeah, me too. Why not? You got your kids there. Why not give it to them? Give them everything you got, ballpark.
Yeah, you're sitting around. You're so bored watching the piece of shit game. You might as well, turn the lights out, let the dude come out to AC/DC or whatever. It's a good time. It's fun.
Let's go, MLB. Yeah, they're sprucing them up now, bro. They're literally doing fireworks at some shows. Some say it's too much. If you want a funny laugh, there's a more recent one of a Yankees closer coming out. They did the whole fireworks and things, and then they cut to a song, which was a very slow, sad country music song. He proceeded to give up 3 runs in the lead. So doesn't work every situation. Train, last one, Foodie Boys idea alert. Cicadas, we're coming. I know you've talked about it. We need a cicada tasting series. Maybe one dipped, one in a shot of tequila, perhaps. Maybe one sushi style. Maybe a cicada pizza for the boys. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. We're going to be talking about cicadas on the show on Thursday. So, oh yeah, I'm down with that. We've had spiders. I've drank piss. We've really pushed the limits here. So, yeah, a little cicada, no problem. Give me 2, no problem.
There you go. We'll see you next week. Check out Trash Talk Boys. Get yourself a t-shirt at 500level.com. Peace.